Oh, that is so cool. Oh my lord, look at that. What a monster. Oh. Man, this thing is tough. So, is this like a Jeep or a Hummer? I feel so ignorant. Hard to tell, but it's fresh looking regardless. And I want to get with the flags. Now that looks tough. Look at that. So you got that tough looking truck there, and then there you go. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. And here you have a 1982 VW Van Wagon Westelia. Is that what it is? Ooh, look at this. So you got a bit of the counterculture going here. 82, so this is well after that, well after Volkswagen marketed themselves, you know, into the American car market. But oh wow, look at that. So I'm focusing on part of these die-cast cars and the scenery here, but look at that Falcon. Oh, that white Ford Falcon. Yeah, that immediately caught my eye when I saw it on the flatbed there. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Ford Falcon, the Badgery. Oh, look at this. That is a fresh looking ride. Let's get the interior. It's a 1963 Ford Falcon. Ooh, there's that dash. Just get the front of that. There we go. And I got the whole thing in pan. Check out this beautiful 84 El Camino. Look at those wheels. And look at the color. So it's so funny how El Caminos just seem to have like multiple personalities, or rather they can have different personalities, and this one has a personality of its own. So look at those wheels. Definitely give it a totally different look and a totally different personality. And look at this like kind of dark like navy blue. Let's get the interior of her. Yeah, and as I've mentioned multiple times, I'm just such a sucker for these 80s interiors, because that is just so conquista. Yeah, we've seen that before. I love the Conquista. I love the Badgery on all these cars. But I'm just a sucker for these 80s dashes, because it's kind of reminiscent for me. It's kind of nostalgic for me. With the 80s door handle there, and that's a close shot of those wheels. Those are some cool wheels. Look at that. And here's the back of her. Oh, look at that. So retro. Wow. That Bayern. These are BMW wheels, and the owner got these online. That is so cool. That's kind of why I couldn't place those wheels on this El Camino. I'm like, yeah, it looks totally different. So you got BMW wheels on this El Camino, but I love it because it totally gives the car, it totally gives it a totally different personality from any other El Camino I've ever seen. So that is very clever. On, listen to this thing. That is nice. This is a 64, and look at the dash here. So again, this is kind of when, you know, it was all about kind of being bigger and more imposing. You have just that whole like really slender rectangular, just one way what do you call speedometer there. Can't even think. And we got this car already. I'm gonna try to get her from the front though. But this is a badass 64. Look at this thing. This is just, man, these things are freaking. Oh yeah, this thing's a monster. Look at that. This Chevy here is definitely a monster, and it sounds amazing too. Oh, that's a gorgeous green. I gotta get the interior of this. I bet the interior looks beautiful. We got Polara, so you got the Polara badging on there. Look at that. Pan back out. Let's get the interior. Oh wait, hold up. You got Polara on the door. That's really cool. And ooh, wow, what a nice, a very kind of more simplistic and clean dash. Look at that. Yeah, this is one sexy Dodge, 70 Dodge here. Look at this. Ooh, look at this. Is this a Plymouth? Probably not. Might be wrong on this. Oh, wow, it's a Mercury. I just love these old dashes. I can't get enough of them. This here is a 1951 Merc. Oops. Look at that. We got some signage over here. We're gonna see if I can get it all in the background there. So yeah, just you guys gotta come out. You gotta come out to Spring Carlisle. Now look at this. Are these 3 Novas all next to each other? Is that what I see here? Oh, look at those wheels. Oh my God. Man. That is freaking awesome. The 3 Novas all next to each other. That is so freaking badass. Look at those wheels. Those are probably the coolest wheels I've seen on a Nova. And then we're gonna go over here. You've got kind of the sort of matching blue wheels on this Nova over here. I'll go ahead and grab the interior. I love the patina on here. Woohoo! Look at that. Oh. Yeah, I could just never get... Man, I have a dash fetish. That's what it is. Fetish for dashes. Yeah. I just love all the cool vintage signs here. It's so cool. I don't think I've seen anything like this. This level of antique extravagance. So Art, gonna stop filming here. So I think we've done really well so far. Do a quick pan. So again, we've covered quite a bit here. And you know, there's so much all yonder over there and beyond this hill to cover. But anyway, let's keep moving. Yeah, there are just so many cool items here. So, you know, again, I know I'm not here to shop, I'm here for footage, but again, I just want to make a shout out to the vendors here for providing so many cool things to get. So again, if you want to go shopping and just go nuts, you guys got to come out to Spring Carlisle because there's so many cool things to see here. Wow, look at that 2014 Can-Am. That is sick looking. Look at those lights on her. Look at the lights. That is one menacing looking vehicle. Look at this thing. Wow. That's got to be fun to drive. Can-Am, you got the Yamaha. Look at that. That is cool. That is cool. There's one little critique. I would not associate the word boulevard with redneck, though. I'd probably boulevard I'd associate with something more pansy-like, but I get the point. Redneck Boulevard is kind of cool. Maybe it's a bit of satire, but it's still badass regardless. Look at that. A little golf cart here. That is cool. And it's convenient. I could definitely use something like this because I'm not one that can just... I mean, I'm in pretty good shape, but I injured my knee, so I can't just walk for long periods of time without, you know, incurring some, you know, damage to my hips or what have you. So I could use something like that. Ooh, look at that Honda bike. Wow, I love that color. Scooter. Again, bear in mind, I'm just really not up on the terminology of bikes and scooters, so I'll probably call this scooter. It's regardless, it's beautiful. I love the color. I love how vintage it is. Couple things to note here. So a lot of work was done on this. So there was a bit of a leak there, and you can see he did some replacement work on there. Really nice job here. So, you know, everything's pretty much original on this. You know, there was except for the key part here, and you know, again, a little bit of work was done on the carburetor area. So, you know, again, it looks like this bike has been, you know, really well taken care of, and you know, the maintenance has already been done on this. The repair work has already been done. So you got a really good bike here, and also, you know, like in 1971, I think it was. So yeah, really good Honda bike here. So you guys definitely want to come and check this out. So yeah, I have some kind of weird fetish for dashes. It must be the font, but I just love seeing these old dashes. That's just so cool. There's just the little things about these classics that I just love. But again, just look at that bike. Not gonna last long. You know, I wonder if that's the PA Turnpike over there. You know why I say that? It's because, you know, back in like in the early to mid 90s, you know, I'd go back and forth from college, and I remember passing this event by. I remember passing, there was a huge event here, and I think it might have been Spring Carlisle, and it's just kind of weird. Like 25 years later, or however many years later, here I am at this event, you know, doing my YouTube thing. So it's just kind of cool how you know, fate works out. Speaking of fate, check out that 76 Lincoln, about to be somebody's fate. Look at that turquoise, my God. Such a beautiful color on such a big car. So yeah, this, again, you don't get this car if you don't like attention, you know. They say you don't use negatives, but you know what I'm saying. It's using it for satire. But yeah, this is, man, look at the size of this freaking beast. It's beautiful too. Yeah, it's having a big car in a really bright color is definitely something that's gonna, you know, get a lot of attention. Look at that. Oh, and I love that kind of window, that kind of oval window. pan back out on her. So check out this beautiful Lincoln here. So it's funny, I was talking with someone, I think he had said that Henry Leland, who was kind of the owner of Cadillac, or the head person at Cadillac, after Henry Ford had left, his wife convinced him to buy Lincoln. I believe that's what he had said, that his wife convinced him to buy Lincoln. And he had claimed that actually Lincolns are actually better cars than Cadillacs. Now, that's probably going to stir up some controversy. Again, it's just something somebody said. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but regardless, it's a cool bit of history, and this is a really beautiful, beautiful Lincoln. Oh, check out the Chevy Biscayne. Look at this thing. Oh my goodness. Is this 1960? Look at the shape and look at the paneling. Oh my goodness. See, I just love how you have like how the back you have like those wings kind of arched upward and out. That's just a cool design feature. Now look at that 1964 Chevy C10 truck. That is strong. Yeah, these trucks always look menacing in matte black. Look at that front grille too. So check out the bed of this GMC truck that we're guessing is, pre-World War II. We just didn't know what year. We were guessing like 38 or beforehand. But yeah, I love that. I love that bed. That is beautiful. Just seeing that straight up wooden bed, it just looks so original. And look at the patina, look at the rust on it. This is gorgeous. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite trucks here. And seeing a GMC. I've seen a lot of the Dodges, a lot of Mopar representation. At the Run to the Sun event, I saw a lot of Chevys. But, don't see too many GMCs, and it's just good to see these. But yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful truck. See if I can get the font.
Right now, it's original. Yeah, it's running.
Check out that font. That's a really interesting font. How you have the M in between the G and the C. The way the M, there's the little tails of the M kind of angle out. That's kind of cool. Look at that.
Yeah, you don't see them. That's one thing.
And someone was talking about the valve cover with the engine there. So this is nice. I just love how they kept this so original. Beautiful truck. So I think kind of most of that section is what we have to cover. I don't know if I'm gonna get to all of it, but I think there's some food stands over there. So I think that's pretty strategic. We can kind of make our way down that way and get some food. Hey, hope everyone's having a good time here. So again, it's just a really beautiful day. I thought it was gonna rain today, but we lucked out with the weather. So you can see it's just a really beautiful background of cars. What I really want to pan it on is the Pennsylvania Turnpike. So just a little bit of history. I went to college in the 90s. I went to Pitt, and I used to drive back, during spring break or whatnot. We used to drive, back and forth from, Pitt to Philadelphia, where I lived at the time. And, on the Turnpike, I remember I passed Carlisle, and I remember seeing like this huge like event going on at the fairgrounds. And I was just curious, like, what is that? And at the time, I would have never thought to like stop in Carlisle. I was a city person. I was all about Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. It wasn't at all about the country at all. But I had a curiosity. I'm like, what is that? I actually want to check that out. And it's just kind of so weird. Like roughly 20 years later, or actually more than that, 30 years later, here I am at the Carlisle Fairgrounds, doing the YouTube channel and really being into these cars. It's just kind of cool how fate works out for me. So at least in my case. So anyway, just wanted to share that. Now look at the paintwork on this International here. Got the International badge here. Look at that paint job. Look at this. Oh, this is mean. This is Edwin's Towing. But look at the paintwork on this. Oh my lord. I'm just not really up on this from New Jersey. Wow, okay, kind of up my way. I mean, I live in Delaware, but I go to New Jersey a lot, as you guys already know. But yeah, I'm not up on my cartoonery side. I don't know where that's from. I don't know what. Anyway, it's a nice paint job. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, really, really beautiful, intricate paint job on this. Look at this. So Edwin's Towing is definitely, repping strong. Look at this GMC truck. Oh. Yeah, this pretty much has everything that I love about an old school pickup. You have like just the chassis just emanates like something from like I'm gonna guess pre-World War II. And look at those wheel hubs, and I think it's dropped too. And you have it dropped. So this truck pretty much just represents everything I love, about trucks, about pickups in general. Look at this, and I just love look at the old school GMC badge on here. Oh, that is so beautiful. Look at the horn. Oh, I love how you have the horn right on the side of this. This is just so freaking raw. Let's get the interior of this. Oh, look at the gauges. This is kind of what I love. It looks like these might have been replaced. I don't know if I don't know. I mean, they look so pristine. The gauges look so pristine. And then you have the rest of the, you know, we kind of always have the patina on there. But yeah, this is gorgeous to see. Let me pan back out. So look at this. Kind of more from the back. This truck is absolutely stunning. I love this GMC truck. And look, you got the flatbed here in the back here. Looks very original, close to original. Oh, I love that. I love the GMC badge. Look at this. It's from Maryland. Well, that badge from there, that number is from PA 484. I think that's a PA number, but in any case, that's really beautiful. So there's the Rusty Relics trucks. They're working on it. And I'll use this opportune moment to capture what else he has here. Look at this. Oh my God. Oh man. If you guys love antiques, you have to come here. Look at that bike. Oh my God. Oh man. I'm just getting, oh my God. I mean, there's just so many different things. I'm just totally getting a shopping addiction here from looking at all this stuff. So this is Rusty's Relics. And you know, again, I'm here specifically to get footage of all the various things here, but you guys have to come out here. Definitely go to Rusty Relics because he's got some really, really cool stuff here. Look at all these patina tricycles here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, if you're someone who's into history and the antiques, you gotta check this out. And see, I definitely want to start collecting these. I definitely want to start collecting these cars. My friend, a buddy of mine, childhood friend of mine, he actually collects these cars. That's a very small one there. Look at that. But yeah, Rusty Relics, they have a really, really good selection of stuff here. So yeah, you guys definitely have to come out and check out Rusty Relics. And that beautiful truck over there. Look at that. Wow. Ooh, look at those lights. Oh my goodness. Wow. Is this the Ford Galaxy then? That is a beautiful orange. And look at that hood. Look at the raised hood on this. Oh my goodness. It's a Ford, all right. What a monster. Look at this gorgeous Studebaker. Oh my God, that blue. 56 Studebaker. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh. Look, he's even got the, what do you call it, for the air? Even that's blue too. That is so cool. Look at this beautiful Studebaker. Absolutely gorgeous. This is why you got to get the back. My blue heaven. Very, very true. Very true. So pan back out again. I can't get enough of this beautiful Studebaker. Gorgeous. Wow, look at these pristine bikes. Wow. I've said this so many times, you know, oh, look at that too, man. Did I get this? I don't even know. I'm just getting so distracted by every little thing. I can't even finish a freaking thought. Look at this, man. Let's get the interior of this. Whew, nice and gutted. Look at that. 1937, baby, representing. Let's get a little look at this one. Those fresh looking wheels. Look at that. I love the blue pinstripe on there. Oh, you got the Pink Panther in there too. Nice. Yeah, I wish I could see the dash, but I'm just gonna pull back. There's the back of her. Oh, that's sweet, man. I was thinking it was a Ford. Is this a custom deluxe? I'm just not quite sure. But very, very beautiful Ford here. Yeah, this is why I'm getting distracted. I'm just seeing so many different, you know, items that are cool. So you have these really cool tricycles here. I love this Alameda tricycle in white. And they have an electric motor on this one. So just some really cool vintage items here. And then, you know, you got the Ford over there. You got this gutted vehicle over there. You got some bikes over there. And then look, right over here you have a really modern kind of Dodge Charger, I think. Challenger, damn it. I'm gonna get these right one day. I keep flip-flopping Charger and Challenger, but you have a modern Dodge Challenger. It's just, I'm gonna pan back out. So again, it's just, you know what I love is there's just so much, there's such a variety here. Just a variety of things here. You got the tires here, you got the modern Dodge, you got an old Ford, you got a gutted car over there, and you got some old school tricycles. Just so much to see. Hey, hope you're all having fun. So I think I kind of went the wrong way, meaning like I was trying to go towards the bottom of the hill. But I just, every time I'm like, I'm going to kind of go up the hill. And every time I went up, I saw something else that really kind of drew my attention. So, you know, all right, let's keep going. Look at this 87 Honda bike here. Look at this. Wow. Man, that is absolutely sweet. Look at this beautiful, gorgeous patina Ford. You know, with the patina. A gentleman guessed 56, maybe. I can't really say for sure. Classic Signs Graphic Garage. Let's get a close look at this. So very nice truck you guys got there, man. You pan back out here. See the flatbed? Yeah, that makes such a huge difference. Just having that patina cabin just makes the whole entire vehicle just stand out completely differently than if it didn't have that. So the patina makes such a huge difference. It's a Ford C600. Just can't place the year though. But anyway, beautiful, beautiful truck. Let me see if I can get a better shot of it like that for my maybe for a thumbnail. But that's really hot. So now we're gonna make our way down the hill. I think I got a decent chunk of this stuff. Actually, maybe not even half of it. There's so much here, but it looks like we might get some rain though. So we might get some inclement weather here. So we're gonna kind of step it up a little bit. I'm gonna just do like some spot footage here. What I mean by that is just, you know, just kind of what I see randomly, go and take it. But anyway, all right, making our way down this hill and kind of making our way towards the, I guess towards the front and ultimately towards the exit. You see, this is the problem. It's just like now there's a whole other section here I want to check out, and I see all this stuff I want to check out here. I mean, there's so much here. Look at all those cars here. There's just so much here. I could just film non-stop. There's just so much to capture here. So, all right. So, look at that all the way down there. I want to look at that there. That is cool looking. So I'm gonna get a close look at that sewer lane. You know, it's not just the fact that the fairgrounds are just massive. It's just that there's so many layers to it. So now, what I mean by that, you have the hill over there. I didn't know there was a whole section over here below the hill. I thought maybe that was the end of it. So just when you think you've covered the fairgrounds, you haven't. You haven't even covered a fraction of it. But there's just so much here, and it goes on. But it's so cool though. It actually is very scenic. And again, and then for me, just a little emotional being by the turnpike because I, went back and forth to school. But anyway, look at that. So I'm just gonna do get some quick spot footage here. Oh, those bikes! This is so funny. It's like, I went from exotic cars to classic cars, and now I'm going from classic cars to bikes. It's crazy. So I'm filming this part just to show that I did reach the end of this section over here. And there's that hill that we came from, and you got some motorhomes here, and now we're gonna make our way all the way back this way. So it's just a lot of ground that we covered. So let's keep rolling. Yeah, I just love all the cool signage here. There's so many cool old signs, and this is really kind of getting my juices flowing. I think partly because, I went to that Barry's Car Barn in Intercourse, PA, and not only did it have a lot of classic cars, but it had a lot of those old signs too. So I think that's kind of why I'm really getting, I'm really liking those old signs. Oh, I got the old bicycle seats too. Yeah, you guys really have to come out here.
$6 if you know what they're off.
Anyway, all right, I'm getting ahead of myself here. All right. Jeez, I can't stop filming. It's crazy. Look at there's so much stuff here. So I know you guys have seen me wear this shirt. This is pretty much my designated YouTube shirt now. So someone said real slowly, "Hey, are you from Slower Lower?" Said it kind of half jokingly or whatever. No, he was joking. And he said he talked about how he had a lot of good times down there. Kind of funny. I used to work in Seaford, but I didn't like Seaford at all. There just was nothing there, and it was just, I don't know, nothing really to see. So I lived in Salisbury, Maryland for a while, and I liked Salisbury, Maryland. But anyway, it was just kind of cool that I get a lot of comments from this shirt, as you can imagine. But anyway, all right. So this is kind of what I wanted to see earlier. This is really, really cool. So it's this Amish paddlers pony cart. And I guess that is kind of, has the Amish vibes on it. But look at that. I love those wheels and love that yellow. Yeah, this is sweet. There's so many cool things here. So anyway, let's keep moving. I don't know if I got these bikes before, but they're really cool. So if I did get them, I'm going to get them again. We got the Schwinn. Old school Schwinn there. Really beautiful bikes there. So one little thing, I guess there is, a bit of an etiquette with these markets. I'm kind of guessing on this. I remember when I went to Morocco, and you actually are not allowed to film anything there. Well, it's kind of an etiquette thing. I forget, there was some kind of ceremony going on. There was something where some guy was dancing around doing something, and there was a crowd around him, and I went to take a picture, and the guy just screamed at me. I'm like, oh, what the hell? And that's when I realized, no, you're not. It's not really appropriate to do that. So I haven't noticed that here, but there probably is something. So, you know, it's one hand I'm kind of going, I'm filming all these vendors and everything, but I'm not really buying anything. But again, I'm hoping that, you know, and doing, again, I say it again, I'm hoping I'm doing so that it is promoting them and, you know, just promoting this event in general. So just one little thing I kind of wanted to mention about, you know, just filming and etiquette and just trying to be, you know, do the right thing when you're filming. So just continuing with what I was saying, yeah, you know, I feel a little bit bad that, you know, the people here are trying to sell stuff, you know, and I'm here, I'm really not here really specifically to buy anything. So honestly, I do feel a little bit bad about that. But, you know, like I said, you know, I'm doing the best I can to, you know, everything I filmed that I'm trying to promote in a positive way. So it gets the word out there, you know, again, not only about the specific vendors, but about the event in whole. So more people come to these and ultimately it leads to increased sales. Look at that, you got the 63 Fairlane 500. Look at that. All right, let's keep rolling. Now that is a cool looking antique there. Look at this. Looks almost like a Model A. I'm not saying it is, but it looks like it a little bit. Look at that. Nope, with that badge, I highly doubt this is a Model A. Does that say Buick Boyce? I can't tell what that says. Anyway, let's keep going on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a closer shot of this thing. Oh, we got the little die cast there. That's so cool. Look at that. Look at the dash on this. It's really cool. Check out this 1947 Studebaker. How this thing's laid out. Look at that. Vintage and badass at the same time. Look at that. Wow. The chassis of a 1947 Studebaker. Now that is a beautiful 1931 Ford truck. Look at this thing. Absolutely stunning. Let's see if I can get her from the front there. Look at this. Wow. Get a closer look at her. Excuse me. For the engine. Wow, what a pristine interior. Look at that. This looks very similar to the car in that movie Cobra that Sylvester Stallone was driving. Oh, it's definitely not it, but it just kind of gives the vibes with it. It's a 39 Chevy. I think Sylvester Stallone's Cobra was a 54 or 50 something Mercury, I believe. But look at that. Wow, that's a beautiful interior. Look at those seats. Those are really, really nice seats. And then, wow, that is such a pristine dash. Now, again, look at the. Yeah, again, I just love. This is such impressive attention to detail. These gauges there, look at that. Those are some of the most beautiful gauges I've seen. Yeah, this whole dash looks so pristine and so beautiful. Wow. You got this Paradise Road Speed Stop Chevy wagon. They're repping the Chevy wagon here. Look at this. Oh, nice bike too. So look at that, man. I look at that green bike and the yellow truck. That's such a cool setup there. Very, very nice. This truck is a 1964. It's a panel truck, and we saw this kind of a panel truck out and run to the sun. So really, really cool. So let's keep moving. Oh, you got the MG there. Look at that. You know, I really want to know a little bit more about the MG history. I kind of wonder what their marketing scheme was. I mean, it's such a small car, and it's just like, it's kind of weird. Just when, you know, at least the whole American moniker is bigger is better, and you have this really small MG, and it's still. Oh wait, hold on, I gotta get this rat rod. Hold on a second. So I got a little bit distracted there. So it's just kind of cool how, you know, this car has definitely managed to establish a name for itself and a market and a foothold. And, you know, again, I think in England, definitely where the roads are smaller, this thing definitely reigns supreme. I don't know how it fares in the States, but, you know, there definitely is a following for these. I've seen a lot of these at different car shows, particularly in the DC area. Let's see. It's the first time I've seen the midget on there. And just look how small the cabin is. But it's so sporty. It's small and sporty. So it's so different from the vast, big, huge American cars. So anyway, just a cool MG here. Just cool to see this representing. Ooh, look at this 1990 Mustang. Look at that. This thing looks really evil and menacing. Look at that. You got the kind of the rusted patina, kind of a gray on here. Just kind of a really drab gray, and you got those black wheels. I mean, this thing just looks evil and menacing. There is not 1 ounce of prestige with this car, and I say that as an absolute compliment. Those are some cool lights. Look at that. But this thing just looks freaking evil. This is an evil Mustang there. So this guy's about to flatbed this rat away. Before he does, I'm gonna see if I can get some footage of it. Oh, he was going by, and you heard him going by. Oh, this is wow. This is stunning. Yeah, this is one beautiful rat. It's gonna be sad to see this thing go. I love how you have the mufflers up like this on this. The cab is 29. But I just love how the whole thing looks lowered actually. But this is a beautiful rat. I didn't even notice how look at the top of this. Look how you have the wooden paneling. It's all open on the top. I don't think I've even seen that. Oh my god, you got the skull action there too. Oh man. Yo, I think this is probably one of my favorite rats.
What?
Yeah, I really, this kind of makes it stand out to me. It's just this whole, how the top is open like that. I mean, this thing is just utter badassery. So we're actually very close to the end here. So that's the exit over there, one of the exits. And I'm probably gonna go up this last aisle here, and back there is kind of where we came from. So, you know, we've done a lot already. So let's keep rolling. Now that is a sexy Challenger. Look at that. Look at that freaking color. I wonder if that's Plum Crazy. There was a color at the Pittsburgh event called Plum Crazy. I kind of wonder if that's a similar color. I don't know. But look at that velvet. It's not even matte. It's like a velvet, almost like a velvet hood there. Look at that. I don't think I've ever seen that. And it kind of has the Plymouth Roadrunner vibes on it. It's Dodge Challenger. Look at her. Look at this. This looks like something I kind of would see more at one of the Jersey car meets, the ones like the Cherry Hill one I went to, and even the one in Turnersville. This looks a little bit more kind of like almost like a compact, like a customized compact. But cool to see this here. I love that color too. So these might be the last shots of the event that we get. I just love these vintage bikes here. Really, really nice to see these. So that's one of the exits, but I'm not going to go out that way. I'm actually going to go back towards gate 2. So just so you can kind of see, I still want to kind of stay within the event in case I see something I missed. So I'm going to head back the other way, but just kind of going over. I love the signage. That's so cool. So we're going to go and head back this way and see if we can find gate 2. So let's go. See, this is really what I love to see. You get the bike over there. You got some of the mini die-cast cars over there. And then right behind that, well, let me get those cars there. You got that. Let's take a close look at that. So I'm gonna see what that is. Is that a Ford Deluxe? I'm still not so up on my. No, I don't think it's a Ford. What is that? Ooh, a Pontiac. Wow, look at that. Oh, that's a beauty. Look at this. I'm really glad that I didn't leave the event because I would have missed out on this. You got this beautiful Pontiac Firebird that's already sold. Beautiful Pontiac Firebird that's already sold. And then you have, this is also sold too. Look at this. You got a Ford Street Rod here. Look at this. I mean, it's obviously Street Rod. I just don't know what model this is. Maybe a Model A, maybe? So just kind of panning. So there's gate 3. We're gonna go to gate 2, but we're gonna stay inside the event to see what else we can find. So we came from there, and we're just gonna walk down this whole corridor here and see what else we find and make our way to gate 2, and then call it a wrap. Got the Chevy station wagon there. Looking very, very strong. More very cool signage. RF. Now, those look like kind of the same same characters you see like in the rat rods. So I wonder what RF stands for. This stands for rat fuck. Again, this is my whole mafia mentality there. I just think that guy Tommy in the movie Goodfellas, and he's like, well, his whole family would have been grown up to be a bunch of rats. So that's kind of what I think of. Anyway, that's really not even relevant, but just a lot of cool signage here. Instant credit, no money down. This is so cool. There's so many cool things to see and buy here. Look at that. Check out that 68 Mustang there. Very nice. Ooh, that's a beautiful black Ford F100. Look at this. That is nice. So this will officially be the last car that I get footage of this event. AMX Javelin. Look at this. So it's shaped very much like similar to a Mustang, but it definitely has a different the door. Can't even think. I can't even. Yeah, I'm just kind of speechless here. You have to bear with me here. But look at this. So it kind of has like a very similar rear to the Mustang. It kind of has a little bit of a shark fin. It's got the AMX badge on it. That's really cool. So I don't see too many AMXs. I was trying to say door handle, but it's got kind of a door handle similar to a Di Tommaso Pantera. And look at the interior. I want to get the other side of that. Ooh, yes. Look at that, the AMX badge on that. That is so cool. Wheels, and you have AMX badge right over there, and here's the interior. So yeah, it does have a little bit Di Tommaso Pantera vibes in the sense that you kind of have the same, like, and even Trans Am too. You just notice that kind of frame over the right over the dash there, just over the gauges. You kind of have that bubbly, that kind of dotty, bubbly texture. They're very similar to Trans Am and very similar to Di Tommaso Pantera. It's kind of cool how like it's curved towards the driver. So again, driver focused, but very different. It's not like the 90s Corvette where it was just straight and angled. It's kind of it's curved. That's a really unique design element there. AMX Javelin, folks. So right behind me, folks, we have an AMX Javelin. So this was produced by the American Motor Company. So maybe that's the AMX, what the AMX stands for. But yeah, American Motor Company. And they produced these from 1968 to 1974. And it was marketed, as a sporty car. And it had more, I think it had a bigger interior, except with exception to the Mercury Cougar. So very, very interesting to see. You definitely don't see too many of these here. And this is going to be the final car that I get at the event. So, as I'm standing here, I'm going to go ahead and do my wrap up now. So yeah, this was the Spring Carlisle event, and definitely one of the biggest car-related flea market events in the whole world. I mean, it's huge. So yeah, there are roughly about 8,100 spaces here for cars and various other items, and I believe we actually cover like most of the whole area, which is really, really good for 2 days. That's quite a bit that we got. So anyway, I'm just gonna say that I hope that you enjoyed the footage. Again, my name is Bistragini. I provide car content and I cover classics, customs, exotics. Tomorrow I plan on going to a lowrider event in Atlantic City, so that's going to be very exciting. But anyway, hey, if you like my content, go ahead, hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. So now we are outside the event, and check this out. This is a 1983 Plymouth Scamp, and it was only made in 1 year, just 1983. That's it. Look at this. This is got to be the strangest thing I've ever seen. Very cool to see, but just, I'm gonna say it's strange. What can I say? It looks like a car from the front, but it's kind of like a pickup, almost like a sort of like an El Camino or something. So it's very, very unique. Plymouth Scamp. Look at this, and the Scamp badge on there. That is fresh. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Bistragini. I provide car content. So basically, I post content about classics, customs, exotics. So, I cover a pretty wide range. I just got done the Spring Carlisle event. So just one thing I want to add. Well, actually, before I get into that, I just had lunch here at the Market Cross Brew and had an absolutely delicious cranberry salad. So it had like candied walnuts in it and some cranberries and then some chicken breast. And it had a really delicious house bagel vinaigrette. So if you're in the Carlisle area, I highly recommend trying this place, Market Cross Brew. It's really, really good. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying about the Spring Carlisle event. Yeah, I definitely recommend if you love cars and also love shopping and flea markets, and you absolutely have to check that out. And one thing that I really wanted to say that I didn't really say in my outro, when I was leaving the event was, it's definitely good to come out there and support the vendors, because I mean they have a lot of cool things to offer, and you can find a lot of cool items that you may not even thought you needed or wanted. But aside from finding something you want, it's just great to go out there and support the local market, support the vendors. So I just wanted to encourage more people who watch my content, and particularly watch Spring Carlisle, to come to the Carlisle area, because it's very, very nice here. This town is really beautiful. I'm going to hang out here for a little bit before I head back home. But anyway, yeah, definitely want to come out to Spring Carlisle, and definitely want to go out and then support the vendors. And yeah, it's worth coming out there. So all right, cool. Hey, what's up, everybody? So I'm in front of Exquisite Chocolates right now. So again, I've said this before, but I'll just say it again. So again, my YouTube name is Bistrogini, and I provide car content, and I cover classic cars, custom cars, and exotic cars. And I just got done the Carlisle event. I'm kind of hanging around the town of Carlisle, and this is really a great town. And I just had a conversation with a 90-year-old man from England. This guy is in such good shape. I could just tell by the way he moves. And he was telling me about his experiences with judo, and he was kind of moving around a little quick. I'm like, this guy's like 90 years old. He's like almost 40 years older than I am. I'm an old man, and I work out. I try to keep in good shape, and I admit I was kind of envious. I'm like, man, this guy is 90 years old. I mean, I hate to make such an issue out of age, but 90 is not young at all. 90 is like really, and the guy's in such good shape. I'm like, I really hope I can live to that age. My dad lived till he was 78, and this guy's 90. Anyway, so this place, Exquisite Chocolates, is really nice. The person helping me, she was really, really nice and very, very talkative, and I got myself some really, really great chocolates that I'm really excited to try out. So anyway, I'm gonna go to this coffee place. I think Cracked Pot, I believe it's called. So I'm gonna head out there before they close, get myself a cardamom rose latte, and I'll be out. All right, cool. Signing off.